Hello everybody, it's great to be here with you all today. This is Henry, and as I said a few moments ago, I'm going to talk a little bit more about judgment and about love. What I was posting this morning about how judgment can limit our options, can limit our perspective in our world, and about how love can open us. So first, I just want to say about judgment. It's easy to think that judgments are always wrong. And I want to start out by saying that's not the case. Judgments are not always wrong. Judgment is not always bad. And to give you a couple of examples, things like, what are we going to eat? What are we going to wear? What are we going to do? These are all judgments. And the thing about judgment is that they limit the scope of what we're doing. So judgments are not always bad. Sometimes we need to limit the scope about what we're doing. For an example, there is a lot of studies about highly successful people and about what they wear. That actually highly successful people, or some highly successful people, wear the same thing day after day. And Steve Jobs comes to mind as an example of this, that he didn't judge what he was going to wear every day. And by not judging what he was going to wear every day, he had other kind of mental creativity, mental acumen to think about innovation and about his business model. So judgment is not always bad. However, there are times when limiting the scope becomes a challenge, when limiting what is possible becomes a burden to what we're actually trying to achieve. And so when it comes to that, we call for love. Now, when I say love here, I'm not talking about love as a feeling, because of course, feelings are largely out of our control. They arise from our thoughts, they arise from our actions, but largely they're out of our control. So I'm not talking about love as a feeling. However, I am talking about love as an action, and particularly love as the action of opening our hearts, shifting to a larger perspective. Now, exactly how we do this over a long period of time is a lot of the work that I do with my clients to help them to notice where they're getting hooked in judgment and how they can open up to love. But the simple thing to take away for today is that love allows us to be more open. Love allows us to be more available to the life that is actually here. And by being more available to the life that is actually here, then we have choices. Then we have the basis on which to choose what we want. And so, as a simple exercise for today, I'm going to suggest 3 easy steps to open yourself to love in any given situation. So the first one is simply to set the intention to notice judgment. Set an intention to notice judgment throughout your day. And then the second step, when judgment does come up, practice just seeing it. Just seeing that judgment has arisen, and practice seeing it without judging it. And that's a critical step, right? Because if we're going to try to shift our judgment, judging our judgment is going to make it a lot harder. So, number 1, set the intention to notice it. Number 2, practice seeing it. And then the third and critical step is to ask yourself the question, in the moment, ask yourself the question, if I weren't holding this perspective, what else might be possible? If I weren't judging in this way, how else might I see it? And so that is just a little bit about how judgment and how love can help to shape the world in which we're living today. And so if you're getting something out of this, I would just love to hear from you. And by all means, feel free to share this. And until next week, I'm Henry. It's been really great spending these few moments with you all, and I'll see you real soon. Bye for now.